So about 2 or 3 years ago, I made a video called My $1 Million Digital Marketing Plan, where I kind of walked over my plan of how I'm gonna grow my business to $1 million a year. By the way, you can ignore this drawing. This is my little sister who put that on there. And in today's video, I wanna walk through how I'm gonna grow my business to $10 million a year. And just like in the last video that I made, where I talked about very publicly talked about some goals that I have, this is up to a lot of variables, but this is going to be the plan of how I wanna grow to an 8-figure company. And my goal is to do so in the next 4 years. And so I'm gonna explain in this video today, just kind of talking head style, exactly what I need to do between now and then in order to achieve this goal. And so there's a lot involved, but there's really just a few steps and a few key components that come into making this happen. And so I'm gonna start with the first component, which I think is probably the most important component, and that's just personal life, being very intentional with how I build my personal life and how I run my day-to-day. Because, in the current season that I'm in all honesty, it's been a very chaotic season. Getting engaged, planning a wedding, potentially planning a move, while also running the business, introducing some new offers, some new clients. It's a lot of work. And to be honest, my business has kind of suffered from my being, squeezed thin and having a lot of different moving pieces in my life. And so really in September, I'm getting married. Then we're doing our honeymoon, and then, we're both in agreement that after that point, it's just kind of all about what the business needs for a while, because we both agree that getting this thing to that, 8-figure level is probably the most important thing besides our personal walk with our Lord and Savior. This is what matters right now. And so right now in this season, I'm just physically, with the amount of energy I have, unequipped to do this. And so currently, right now, I'm doing light work that will add to our ability to achieve this, which starts at the bottom of this list. You can see I wrote here, absolutely incredible products. This is the first thing that needs to happen. Right now, our products are good enough that, we're doing $100,000 to $200,000 a month and our clients are pretty happy. But to be honest with you, my products don't meet my own personal standard. And so because of that, they need an update. So for any of these other goals to happen, I need to start with the most important variable of my business, and probably the most important variable of your business. If you're watching this and you're a coach or you're a service provider, it's your client experience. It's what people feel when they log into your product, as well as the physical results that they achieve. Because right now we get great results, but the feel isn't there. People don't love our products like they love an iPhone. An iPhone really is just a complex computer, but Apple doesn't sell complex computers. They sell it in this really nice packaged form that feels great to use. And that's what I want to achieve with our products. And a lot of our competitors in the industry right now are thinking that these lightweight, minimally built products with Google Docs and just kind of barely taking the time to really think about the content in their program, and then using group coaching calls as backup to fill the gaps in what they're not hitting. That's how they're running the program. And to be honest, I've adopted some of that methodology. Even though our clients get great results, people love my Friday calls. People love that they get unlimited coaching from our team and that they get, infinite support and all these things. I know that if I could build a better product and make something that just feels like it's worth 20 or 30 grand, maybe even 100 grand, that, we could have a significantly better client experience, which would lead to more referrals, which would lead to significantly better results in our program because people love logging into our products and taking action, which would lead to more clarity of people's actions, their next steps, which would lead to better results, so more testimonials on the channel, more marketing material, more feedback. The more sales we make, the more results we get, the more marketing we have, the more sales we can make, kind of helping that feedback loop, helping that flywheel effect kick in. And so I'm starting here. So between now and September, when I'm getting married, really all I'm working on is the product. So my team they run on autopilot. They're really great at prospecting and selling. We've got even new audience coming in all the time. They're really great at even selling cold clients. So they can sell people who don't know who I am into our product. And so far this month, we're 10 days into the month and we're just under $50,000 in total cash collected sales this month. And almost half of that is people who don't know who I am, which is an incredible milestone, which is an important one for us to reach 8 figures a year, because I have two options. I can either build my brand massively, which would require kind of being an influencer and playing that content hamster wheel of constantly posting, being noteworthy, being somebody worth listening to, and almost putting on a show, versus just having a product that people can appreciate even if they don't know who I am. But I want to have the best of both worlds and have a great personal brand while I also have a great product. And that's the goal. And that's why you see me on Instagram being very vulnerable about some of the spiritual lessons that I'm learning, being very open about some of the areas where I need to grow, being very open about our numbers and saying like, yeah, we had a slow week this week, but we're growing, because I want people to see that journey. I want people to see the growth that I'm going to be initiating with the next 2, 3, or 4 years, and be able to look back, at 4 years ago pieces of content I put out. Like if you scroll back on my channel 4 years ago, you got like day in the life of a digital marketing consultant, where I was doing like $5,000 a month and maybe had like $4,000 in the bank. And you can see, my journey of going from there all the way to 8 figures a year. And you can almost use my YouTube channel as a case study and how I've achieved it. And I want that brand presence plus absolutely immaculately built products that blow our clients' minds and get them consistent results. Because right now, our refund guarantee in the consulting blueprint, group coaching program and course, as well as the scaling blueprint mastermind, is that if you do what we tell you to do and you don't get results, we literally give you all of your money back. But you have to actually do what we tell you to do, and we can track what you're doing, and you have to report to us kind of how it's going. Okay, so that's the first step, is incredible products. I want the consulting blueprint program to be like industry changing. I want our competitors to look at it and wonder how they can build a product as good as it. If not, they're just gonna lose against us, because we just have a product that's just fundamentally better than theirs in every single tangible possible way, that feels better to use, gets better results, explains the concepts better, has better action items, better support, better everything, so that really we are just taking the market by storm by having a product that's just significantly better. So I'm starting there, because it would be really easy, honestly, to just leverage myself into 10 million a year. Like I've got buddies right now who do $500,000, $600,000 a month with a product that's like half as good as mine. And like we could do that. I'm very well aware that I could just hustle out and build a great team, hire more setters, hire more sales reps, hire more coaches, do all that hustle, and just build almost like a massive front end and then get there. But the front end is just a short-term solution to a poor back end. This is what people don't understand. They think that front end is their problem, whereas in reality, if you start with the back end and then you grow the front end on top of it, you have the foundation that allows the front end to last years and years and years and decades, even if you're not present. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest and say that I've only given 20 or 30% of my focus and attention to my business recently, and yet we're still gonna do like $1.5 to $2 million this year. Easily done, because I've built the foundation. I've built my reputation. I have operated with ethics. I've operated with integrity. Clients that haven't done the work and haven't gotten results, we've stuck to our guarantee, we've given them a refund, and we've asked them how we can improve. Now, people who ask for a refund that don't do the work and don't follow our guidance, like, look, you signed a contract, this is the agreement. And so we stand by our policies. As well as that, like team members of mine who felt like they didn't really know exactly, what the next vision and goal was, that didn't really feel like they fit into the company. I helped them find other roles in other companies, or I just let them go and I trusted they would find something. So I've tried my best to operate in integrity and build the foundation and build, almost a customer success base that just decimates our rivalry in the industry. Now, granted, some of our competitors have quicker results. They have quicker results. So people will go from $50,000 a month to $400,000 a month in 3 months. But that's because they're teaching short-term marketing strategies. They're teaching promotional strategies like, hey, I'm raising the price in 30 days. Join our program now. Otherwise, I'm going to charge you double. Like, that kind of stuff doesn't last. That's not how Apple built their, industry market share in the tech world. They didn't do that by raising the price of the iPhone. They did that by building an incredible product. They did that by building the iPhone to a point where it just can't really be competed with. And then they built extensions off of the iPhone in terms of software mechanics that sync with their other products like the Macintosh laptop or whatever it is. And they built an app store, and they built almost branches off of this main product. So we want our main product to just be so good that people just, our competitors look at it and they're just scared to even take a stab. And so that's why I'm not really going public with exactly what I'm working on in that product, because I don't want my competitors who are watching my every move, like, they might be doing more volume than me right now, but they are well aware that I'm digging a moat that's just gonna make them wish they would have taken the time to work on a product the way that I'm working on it, right? So that's the first thing, product quality. And some people would argue with me. They would say product quality isn't the only thing. Not in the short term, it's not. I completely hear you. Advertising, better marketing, better sales, whatever, better acquisition systems are the short-term gainer, right? And when I say short-term, I mean 2 years or less. I'm looking at building my business to $10 million a year when I'm in my 20s at all, to be honest. Like if I can get to $10 million a year by the time I'm 28, that's great. I'm 22. I have 6 years to achieve that. So if I spend 2 years of those 6 building a great product, and then maybe the final 4, looking at building my team, I will have created a $10 million a year business that stays at $10 million a year. I wouldn't be able to sell it because I'm still leading the product and everything, but it stays at $10 million a year, and I think we could achieve this number with at least 30% margins, okay? Now we're gonna talk about marketing. This is where things get really easy, because if you can build a great product and your client experience is incredible, then marketing honestly gets really, really easy. Like people, they're always looking at the new strategies like Instagram shoutouts or appointment setters or whatever, and these things, like, don't get me wrong, it all works. There's no traffic channel that doesn't work, because traffic is just attention. It's like, wondering, should I put my restaurant on, this street that gets 1,000 visitors or this street that gets 1,000 visitors? Like, 1,000 drive-bys a day. Like, both get 1,000 drive-bys a day. It doesn't matter what street you use. It just matters that your restaurant is really freaking good and you serve good food and your clients keep coming back. That's what matters. And so people are looking at traffic sources like that's the answer. So step 1 is kind of a mental shift for myself of no longer getting romantic about the traffic source that I use. And we've been practicing this in my company where we're playing with all kinds of new ideas constantly. And I'm no longer like just YouTube to $1 million a year, because I've achieved that. This YouTube channel alone, plus the occasional conversation in the DMs, leads to about $1 million a year in total cash collected sales for my company, which is awesome. But I'm realizing like I need to just play around a bit more and stop being so romantic about the street that I'm on and see if there's anything else I can do. So some of the ideas that I have is, joint ventures with other influencers in the space. So other people who educate on business topics or other gurus in the space that, appreciate the way that I operate and like our products and everything, that want to, go live to their YouTube or whatever, or run a webinar together and we split the profits. So that's the first thing that I want to do. So while I'm building this product, while I'm newly married and everything, I'm really just focusing on some key relationships and, cultivating those. And they know that I would like to partner at some point, and that that's even not necessarily an intention, but it's something that I want to do. And it's something that they're aware that I want to do. And it's something that I want to earn the right to do with them. Right? And just have that proper transaction. Like, look, on this date, we're going to promote it for a week. I'll give you 30%, whatever. Right? So that's the first thing. The other thing is, we're playing with a lot more advertising. So I ran an ad on this channel. You can see it got 700,000 views. I spent $30,000 on it. And I literally just sent traffic straight to this YouTube channel. So all I did was just say, hey, my name's Trey Cockrum. I do $200,000 a month in my business. And I work here in my office, and I'm 22 years old and I didn't finish high school, and now I do this. And so if you want to learn anything about business and coaching, running a coaching business online, come subscribe. So there was no funnel or anything. And that actually not only broke even for us, but we actually got, I think it was 3,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, something like that. And a lot of you came from that ad and are watching this video right now. So now I have a break-even vehicle to build my audience, which is just an incredible asset. And so what I want to do is actually stack a bunch of cash and just, leverage that advertisement. So, in early 2023, from January till, March or April, so about halfway through the year, I want to be dumping half of our profits every single month into those ads. And I want to record a new version of that ad every week until we find just the golden ad. And I want to spend $30,000, $50,000, $80,000 a month on just pumping my platform. So I'm not even going direct response. I'm literally just building my audience. And so this is something that, my competitors don't understand right now. They're so looking for short-term profits. They're looking so heavily to build their bank account right now because they're thinking short-term. They're thinking about how much money can I make and how quickly of a time can I make it, versus thinking about what do I need right now? I wear nice watches. Me and my wife are gonna get married. I have a decent enough house and apartment or whatever. I drive a couple cool cars. I don't need money right now. I need influence. I need to build an audience. I need people who follow because they love the message. And so I can pay to achieve that, because money is one of my greatest assets right now. I've got a lot of cash sitting in the bank, just ready to be spent. And so that's one thing that I want to do next. So after I rebuild the product and I do a soft launch sometime in August or September, somewhere around there, and I'm just hey, Consulting Blueprint 2.0 is released. Come join, 20% off for the first 20 people, whatever. And then we just start selling that over the phone versus, selling our other product. Maybe put the old product in a vault that you can access when you join CB 2.0, so you can still check it out, because I don't want it to be inaccessible. And then partner with other influencers and spend a lot more money on break-even marketing. So the whole goal there is that in 2023, I'm spending pretty much the entire year just building that audience. I don't need to make any money. Like, this is the secret. This, if you can just get comfortable with not making any money for like 6 months to a year and just pump your advertising and build a platform for yourself, you will have something that will last you the rest of your life. And that's what I'm trying to build with this sort of play here. So the next is, approximately $32,000 a day in total sales equals about 10 million a year. Because, 10 million a year is anywhere from 750,000 to $1 million a month. And I'm assuming a little bit of like a 20% variance range because that seems reasonable to me. And so 32,000 a day, is 4 to 5 sales a day, and that's 20 to 30 sales calls a day, which right now we've got 2 incredible coaches that are also manning the phones for our inbound prospects and even some of our outbound prospects. And they're closing about 30% right now. So I need to add 1 more person to that team, maybe even 2 more people to that team. Okay, so double the size of that team, and then add another setter. So this is somebody that basically talks to prospects and books them into our calendar. And then I need 1 person who leads that team. So I don't want to have to manage the sales and setting team anymore because I need to focus on product and I need to focus on being an influencer again. You know what I mean? I need to focus on being a character, and almost, even though I don't want to in the long term sort of be on that hamster wheel, in the short term I'm willing to be on that hamster wheel in order to build that audience. So I mean, it's about that simple, to be honest. Like simple scales, it's not going to be that complicated to do. It's just going to be a lot of focused effort in this direction. And so in early 2023, I want to make, $200,000 to $300,000 a month, kind of the hygiene standard for my company, and just raise that, by about $100,000 to $200,000 a year for, 4 years or so, by just becoming more and more and more of an influencer in the space, getting more attention, more joint ventures with other people in the industry, and just becoming more and more of a figure, and just honestly like throwing rocks at my competitors because like they have no freaking clue what's coming, which I think is awesome. So I've kind of like played a little bit of like I've played the field well. Like I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Like I know a lot of the people in the space. I see how their businesses are run. I see their weak points, and I see the areas that I can come in and just make them regret scaling so quickly. You know what I mean? Like they've all scaled so quickly, and like I can just destroy them because they're so obsessed with like doing another $300,000 to $500,000 in the next month. And they're doing anything they possibly can to keep that momentum going. They're working so hard to keep that momentum that they're going to inevitably leave their clients behind or hurt their team. This is another thing too. My competitors, they're losing team members. So if I could write another bullet point on this board here, it's that I don't want to have to hire anybody for like 3 years. And so right now, everybody on my team is on a long-term contract, so I don't have to worry about, like, oh, hey, one of our sales reps quit. Like, I got to replace them really quickly. Otherwise, we're going to lose 60 grand this month. Like, that's not what I'm having to deal with because my team sees the long-term mission and vision, and they see who I am, and that when I speak something into being, that it actually happens, and they're willing to bet on me just like I'm willing to bet on me. And so they see this plan, and so because of that, they're not going to leave me. And if they do, they know that they're missing out on some really nice, hefty long-term gains and work that they absolutely love doing. So they're not shiny object looking at my competitors that are doing more money right now because they see the position I'm taking. I'm taking a position that will honestly just like decimate. Like, I feel like we're so well ready for this push. It just really means that I need to get married and just like do it. But yeah, I've finished. So the new program is like 7 sections of different material, and I can get into that. This kind of starts to sound like a soft pitch for the program, but whatever. So you've got the intro modules, which set the tone for the program. So we're literally showing you exactly what you need to do in order to succeed with this program, turning a lot of our top clients into case studies, and even giving you the ability to sort of peek behind their businesses and see what worked for them. Then I'm showing you, basically how to diagnose what needs to happen in your own business so you know how to get the most out of your investment. We're showing you exactly how to get the most from the coaching, what sorts of questions serve you the best, how to self-identify the needs of your coaching business. We're showing you how to build an offer, how to actually get your clients great results. Like, this is something that people don't talk about. They help you sell a lot more of your coaching, but they don't actually turn you into a good coach. So we're going to show you literally from the ground up how to get your clients results based on, what we've seen in our own program, developing it, as well as, the 500 plus clients we've worked with and their successful clients. Like, what do those clients of ours have in common whose clients are getting results? What are they doing differently? And how do they attack their clients' problems? And how can you learn to attack your clients' problems to create an incredible client experience? So we're really going in depth on everything you need to build a multiple six or even 7-figure coaching business. And we're going to do it in a way that just like, to be honest, like the speed at which my competitors are wanting to scale their business is really hurting their product quality. And you know, nobody talks about it because they've grown quickly. And so because they've grown quickly, they can almost like see like, oh, you know, it's really quickly thrown together, but you can see why I did it because I scaled quickly. And if you throw your product together quickly too, you can scale quickly too. It's just such a stupid message because it just leaves this massively wide open range for somebody like me who's not managing a 6-person sales team and constant churn and constantly having to grow my traffic and get new eyes and new audience all the time, every single freaking day. It gives people like me who aren't in a rush to squeeze as much as they possibly can into the bank to build an incredible product. So anyway, that's my goal. I'm really excited about it, and I'm gonna do it. Unless something major gets in the way that I'm not seeing right now, this could all work. And so why I'm doing that is because I wanna put a bunch of the money away and just like get ridiculously wealthy, because that's like just my goal. Like I just wanna be really, really, really wealthy. And not only do I want to be wealthy, but I want to serve people in a really deep and meaningful way that legitimately changes their life and shows them what they're personally capable of, and kind of reveals to them like the secrets that I've uncovered that have also, you know, I don't know if I lagged out, but show them the secrets that I've uncovered that have also changed my life and our clients' lives. And I just think that we're really onto something with this. So that's the plan. And I just need to get married and then do it. So hopefully you enjoyed.